Hi, my name is Stephanie, and today I will be discussing an inclusive and responsive framework and some of its practices that support inclusivity in the classrooms and work towards developing a positive learning environment. There are three frameworks that can work towards all students being included. However, for today, I am focusing on the Berry Street educational model and three practice strategies that help inform inclusive teaching and learning for all students. The Berry Street educational model is a trauma-informed framework that is designed to help create safe environments for all students. The model is divided into 5 domains. There is body, relationship, stamina, engagement, and character. Each domain provides strategies that help teachers and whole schools create a better learning space. Today I'm focusing on body, relationship, and engagement domains. For today, I am working with students that are in grade 1. These students are roughly aged between 6 and 7. At this age, a student's brain has roughly developed up to 90% of full growth, with the cerebrum, cerebellum, and brainstem have already been fully formed. This age is particularly crucial for rapid growth, especially with reading, writing, and logic. The cerebrum is responsible for logical, creative, and emotional thinking. The cerebellum is responsible for fine motor skills, and the brainstem is responsible for automatic responses, especially in survival. Each of these areas of the brain are crucial in a student's learning. The first strategy that I am talking about today is positive primers, which are part of the relationship domain, but can be linked with the engagement domain also. Positive primers are short activities used by teachers to spark curiosity, help create positive emotions, and just to prime students and have them ready to learn. The benefit of using a positive primer is that it reduces stress by calming the parasympathetic nervous system. The calming benefit helps lower anxiety and reduce behavioral issues. In a classroom setting, I would use a silly greeting activity during roll call. I would encourage students to do a silly voice and maybe a little dance move when their name is called. As a teacher, I would demonstrate what this might look like first. The idea behind this is to reduce students' tension and create a safe space for the students, just to have them ready to learn. Students at this point would be sitting on the floor in a circle so that all students can feel included. The second strategy that I am discussing today are brain breaks. Brain breaks are a part of the body domain but can also be linked with the engagement domain. Brain breaks are short, structured breaks used by teachers after difficult or mentally challenging tasks. These breaks are essential in reducing cognitive overload and in turn reducing student stress. Breaks are beneficial as they allow students to return to tasks with higher concentration, improve moods, increase engagement, and improve behaviours. There have also been studies that show there is an improved relationship between teachers and students. In a classroom setting, after a mentally challenging task, I would have a short 2 to 3 minute break where students participate in a human wave. As a teacher, I would demonstrate what a human wave looks like by standing up, putting my arms out, and kind of wiggling my whole body. The idea behind this is that students can reduce the chance of feeling overwhelmed with learning the curriculum. Students at this point would be sitting at their desk, but when the time for the break happens, we would all stand up. The third strategy that I am discussing today is students' interests and taking them and applying them to the learning activities. This is a part of the engagement domain, however, it can be linked with the relationship domain also. Applying students' interest in learning activities is, as said, you take a student's interest and you apply it into the curriculum. This way, a task or learning activity doesn't feel overwhelming, but rather engaging for students. This practice improves the students' motivation and information retention, as students are believed to absorb and enjoy learning when it is something that they are actually interested in and care about. In a classroom setting, teaching math and focusing on shapes, for example, I would create a task using sports. I would use a soccer ball and have students stand in a shape form. The students would kick the ball to each other and then communicate with each other and then back to the teacher what shape they had made. As a teacher, I would arrange the students into shapes and then ask them what they think the shape is, for example, a triangle. The idea behind this is to reduce students' anxiety and surrounding new tasks. So this presentation sums up the strategies that I would use when taking into account the Berry Street educational model.